Hello everybody, it's Torrance Davis with Davis Daily, and so much content today. This is the MyArcade Tetris, Pixel Pocket Tetris game. Didn't even know this existed. It's funny because somebody asked if MyArcade made Tetris stuff for like a giant Tetris cabinet. Apparently they have a Tetris license, so we might see Tetris added to the cabinets going forward. But I got 3 AAAs, and I'm gonna unbox this thing right now. So let's unbox this and check it out. Now this is actually, it's a keychain, and you'll see that in a second. You can see it's got a little keychain handle. It's got some paperwork here. The Atari Retro Game Station. Oh, this is the new Atari thing that they came out with or coming out with. You can see some of the stuff they make here. So this is basically, this Atari plays 2600, 5200, 7800, and arcade games, right? And then they got the bigger brother version of this that sits on your desk. And so they got the nano player, the micro player is a bit bigger, and then they got the pocket player. And they got more stuff coming out. Like, you could literally build a micro arcade in your home with all this stuff. They got Galaga, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. These are all, I won't even use the word arcade perfect. They are the arcade versions of the games, miniaturized for your pleasure. And you see they got nano and micro for everything: Street Fighter, Mega Man, Space Invaders. They got the Data cabinet, and then they got some stuff that I already mentioned in earlier videos that's coming out that I'm super excited about. Here's the Pixel Pocket. I got a certificate of authenticity for Pixel Pocket Tetris. Okay, Perry would be proud of this. I'm going to keep it on the plastic. Here's the Pixel Pocket user guide. We don't need this, right? Let's smell it. Okay, so let's get this thing out. And there it is. That's obviously a fake screen. And it's simple. It's Tetris. So you got a volume, a start. You got your A and B buttons. I'm going to take this fake screen off. And I hope this doesn't need a screwdriver. Damn it, it needs a screwdriver. Why does this happen to me? Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got a little screwdriver here because you gotta have a little one. I know there's a reason why companies do this, but I don't get it. Like, just let me use a clip. All right, so I'm putting the batteries in. We're gonna power that. I'm excited to power that. I'm not gonna put this on my keychain. My keychain's already big enough as it is. That's not really practical, but this can fit into like a laptop pocket or something like that, you know? So we got off-on buttons at the front or on the top. So I'm gonna turn it on. MyArcade Tetris. Let's see what else they got here. Bonus games. Let's dive down the rabbit hole. Baseball, checkers, hit mouse, lightning, panzer attack, power robot, snowball submarine, almost, what was that? Utmost warfare? What's power robot? What the heck is this? This straight up looks like an arcade game. Oh, I see. Okay, let's go home. I'm gonna go home. Let's play Tetris. Okay. So I'm curious to see if this is the actual Tetris arcade game, or do they just make their own? Because I think if you have a Tetris license, you're obligated to make your own game. Oh, it's got the right music. Let's see if it has the two. If it has the two little Russian dancers, I'm gonna lose my mind. I like how it shows you how the block is gonna fit in at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. I want to see those Russian dancers. I will lose my mind. If you're trying to like, what's he talking about Russian dancers? You haven't played the original Tetris arcade game if you don't know about the little Russian dancers. And I swear to God, if this has the Russian dancers, I will lose my mind. If this has the Russian dancers, I will nominate this for handheld of the year. No, I'm just joking. Oops, don't want to do that. Oh, crap. Tetris came out years ago. Some of you guys weren't even born when Tetris came out. I can't remember the story of how Tetris was developed, but I think it was developed by some guy at like MIT or something. I'm gonna have to check on that. But anyway, the game was developed, and apparently, I'll give you some history. It was an arcade game. That's when I first saw it, was when it was in the arcade. But the arcade wasn't the first iteration of it. The arcade had the little Russian dancers. Anyway, Atari owned the license to the arcade game. And Nintendo bought a license for the NES. Since Tetris wasn't officially owned by Nintendo or Atari because it was licensed from the guy who originally made it, anybody can make their own Tetris game. So Atari had the arcade game, Nintendo made it for the NES, and then Atari said, well, let's release the arcade version. Tengen at the time. Tengen was Atari's other company that made Nintendo games. They released their arcade version on the NES. And what they were doing is now, because they released it on the NES and the game was selling really well, they were competing against Nintendo on Nintendo's own platform. Nintendo wasn't having it. So what Nintendo did was pretty much said, you can't have a Tetris game on NES. We have the exclusive rights to put it on our console. You can't do it. They made Tengen take all their Tetris games off the shelves. So you could no longer buy Tengen's version of Tetris. And there was some controversy about this back then, but there was no internet, so nobody really cared. But I was pissed off because I wanted those little Russian dancers. But anyway, Nintendo's Tetris continued to sell like hotcakes. If you know anybody that has a copy of the Tengen version of Tetris, it's probably worth a lot of money. Just saying. So, here it is. It's real simple. It would have been cool if they had it vertically so that you could fit the game vertically, because you could see the little window there. It's a vertical window. I would wish that they had made this game vertical so that everything looked bigger. And we don't need all these scores and stuff on the side. They could have made it bigger and moved it over to the left and then put the scores over here if they wanted to. But that's my only nitpick about this. So let's go home. This thing's built pretty well too. It's pretty solid. It feels pretty comfortable in my hand. Like, you know, you just pull out your keys and you play. I'm curious to see some more of these bonus games. Let's see baseball. Look at this. Are you kidding me? I have no idea how to play. Hit mouse. This is like its own little console. Let's see what else. That's a tank game. I bet you it's just like Atari tanks. And it sounds like the same processor they use for the NES. I'll bet money it's the same sound processor, which I think was a Z80. If I might be wrong about that. I'm gonna look up all this stuff before I edit this video. I gotta fact check myself. Okay, so that one's dead. That one's dead. Sorry. It's hard to play and do this video at the same time. Alright, so what am I showing? Alright, at stage 1, I beat it. So yeah, very SNES-like or NES-like games. Pobble. I bet you it's like Bubble Bobble. What the heck? Oh. Kind of like that ski game that came out. Okay. Utmost Warfare. What the hell is this? Go to the Y-Star. Oh, Gyrus. Okay, that's cool. Well, anyway, there it is. The Pixel Pocket Tetris game. I don't know how much it costs. They just gave it to me when I was at CES. I figured I'd do a video on it. But if you go to MyArcade's website, you can look up the costs and how to get these things, how to order them. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.